Have you been diagnosed with knee OA, osteoarthritis, or just the term arthritis? The good news is the language and our understanding of that has changed a lot in the past 10 years. Think about knee arthritis as wrinkles on your skin. It's a normal part of aging. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have pain. It doesn't necessarily mean you even have to stop the activities you love. We've got great evidence in the last 5 to 10 years that with guided and graded strength training, you can actually do most of the things you love to do and get back to the activities that you may have once had to reduce. I'm going to show you some stretches, some soft tissue releases, and some strengthening exercises to get you started. This is my favorite tip release for a sore knee, a swollen knee, or if you've been diagnosed with knee arthritis. You can get a lacrosse ball, tennis ball, or a spiky ball. You put it as far as you can in the back of your knee. Now, think of the old nutcracker, the nutcracker effect. We'll put that on screen for you. And you try and pull your heel as close as you can to your butt. And you just apply a bit of pressure. And that's going to give you a little bit of a release in your calf and your hamstring, which will help your knee feel lighter and freer. But it's also going to open up that knee joint, think nutcracker effect again. Now, like all of the releases, I want you to stand up and do a little bit of a squat, do a little bit of a walk, and if it feels better afterwards, that's probably something that's going to be helpful for you. Here's a stretch and another release that might help you with your stiff, sore, swollen knee. First things first, do a little bit of a squat and test before you do these. You're going to test that afterwards. Get the spiky ball and just pop it under your glute, and you can roll around until you find a tight spot. If you find a tight spot, you can sit on that, take some big breaths, and it should start to get easier, or you can roll through your tight spots. The second one is, you can pop that foot over and give a little bit of a stretch to the outside of your hips. You can add pressure by pushing down this way, and you should feel a stretch in the outside of your hip. Now, with all of these, I would love you to get up afterwards and do that squat again, and it should feel easier. If it does feel easier, that's likely something that's going to help you longer term. If you have knee OA, you need to start with an exercise that is not in standing, not in load, so we get you side lying. We've got a band around our knees, and you can do two options. You can lift up and hold, and again, the goal is you should feel your glutes. Most people with knee OA, if we get at your glutes stronger, you'll get a good reduction in pain. The second option is you can do a basic set of 6 to 10 reps. The goal is you're feeling the fatigue in the outside, and we eventually progress the hardness with the band. Exercise number 2 for knee OA. Stage 1 is side lying. Stage 2, you're now in a standing position. Same goal is to get these glutes going. We want to be shoulder width apart, we want the knees pointing out, and we want to grab, walk sideways and finish shoulder width apart. Now, after a few back and forths, you should start to feel the outside of the hips fatiguing, and therefore getting stronger. If you're not feeling it, adjust your position. You might want to go higher, and that might help you feel it, or you might need to sink lower into a squat, and that can help you feel it. Once this gets too easy, make it harder by progressing the band resistance. Keeping the band on, variation number 3, we've got the band above our knees now, and that provides a bit of feedback because the band's going to want to push our knees in, and we have to fight to keep the knees out. Again, that strengthens the glutes. Now, we can do a mini squat in this position where the butt just touches the chair behind you. Nice and easy. And you should feel this in both your quads and the outside hips. A goal for all of our patients with knee OA is we get you stronger than you've ever been before. So I'd eventually love to see you progressing to something like 10, 20 or 30 kilos on your back whilst doing a squat. Even harder, you might progress to a single leg squat, which is a long way down the line. Those were some tips and tricks for your sore knee if you've got knee arthritis. We can do some releases, we can do some of those strength exercises, but the big point I want to make is if you've had a scan, maybe you've been told you've got knee arthritis, we have really strong evidence that you don't want to go for injections, you don't want to go for surgery. The number one option is doing 8 to 12 weeks of guided and graded strength work, and that can get you back to the things you love to do. So if you haven't seen a physiotherapist for your knee OA, it's time to do so. We can help people all over the world with online consults, or if you're in Sydney, you can come in and visit us in the clinic.